Hey folks, Nick Tucker here with the Historical Fencing Guild. Before we get into tonight's program, I do need to thank a few people. Obviously, I need to thank the good folks at the Independent Creator Directory who provide through hook and crook the means I have to use this wonderful StreamYard service with all the bells and whistles. I also have to thank the people who pick up my book, The Simple Sword of the Fighting, or The Fighting Axe, or The Simple Spear. They are all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled a sword to teaching the art to others. They are supplemental. Something big is coming in that front, surprisingly soon. Beyond that, I cannot express my love and my appreciation of my patrons enough. You guys are absolutely amazing folks. Top of the show, we have a lot coming down the pipe. I've spent a great deal of time working on my home. I will be furthering that. And big item pickup is this weekend, actually it's tomorrow. So kind of excited. In the next bit, I'm going to be doing what I can to set up for the guild. Now, the situation is this. My lovely wife, Mandy, she sprained her foot badly and is in a boot. We are a little behind, but I had said I was going to do this, so I'm going to do this. Next week, so next Saturday, starting at 1 till the proverbial cows come home, we will be open for business, so to speak, for the local guild types. This will not be a pure fencing situation. This will be a mix of, if you can get here and help us catch up on the yard, reset the fencing field, a few other things. I had to take everything down due to the madness that was going next door. There was some issues, and frankly, I didn't deem it safe to have people over. Those issues have been rectified. So we're going to start back up. I'm going to do my best to be as capable as I am. I want to start getting the materials put together to allow for my friends and colleagues to forge. We'll start throwing the knives again. Maybe do archery if I can get the backdrop set up. I may need to acquire some things. Both throw knives and archery will, of course, rely entirely on the weather and the wind. But I have some plans. No promises, as always, but I have a work in progress. Now, beyond that, I am really excited because between then and now, these guys are coming out. I should be getting a second set, which means I will have 4 of these total. They are completely compatible with the poly rapiers with the cup hilt that I am used to handing people, as well as my, which will need repair. The small sword I made from a gin and some hardware. So I'm really looking forward to all that. Hopefully it means new footage. Hopefully it means getting back into the rhythm of things. There have been many challenges on the backside of things that I could not, for a lot of reasons, broadcast here and on my other shows. And I'm hoping to be working past those. Okay? It's exciting and it's scary because I really, really need this to work. And we have power out to the backyard properly for the first time in 6 years. We have water functionally to the backyard. This means a lot of things can change very quickly, and I am incredibly hopeful that this will provide a much better opportunity for the lifestyle that I feel we need and the opportunities that my students need. So that is the huge deal we have going today. I will be reaching out to, and that's Eastern time. That's 1 p.m. Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Let me get the date. The 25th. No, let's see. Yeah, today is Friday. So the 23rd, Saturday the 23rd. I do not know who will come out. I do not know who will be available, but I'll be working my butt off to make things as functional as possible. I'm just doing it. Bring clothes you can get dirty in. Bring gear you want to spar in for my local guildies. For the people who do not have the privilege of participating, like I said, we're going to film what we can. And if nobody comes out, I will film live stuff. I'll work out an alternative. I may have to have Mandy, my lovely wife, set up a laptop and record while I am doing whatever. But we need to progress. We need to move forward. And it is vital and important that we do so. With that, as I found these wonderful polyrake swords, I found some other things I've been looking to find for my students and some for myself for a very long time. So since I've got the handle and the chat is so very quiet tonight, we're going to look into what Amazon is offering right now, because I did have some questions over where I got these things. So we're going to just, there we go. Go through what we can. Now, I was looking through, and I'm glad to see some things. This is the return of my staff. So anybody who's seen my sparring staff / the walking staff I use when I'm nervous, I have white chair legs because the ends are a little aggressive. But the Ibogu Black Joe is a fantastic trainer. It's one of those, if you are going to do staff fighting at any point in your life, I highly, highly recommend it. Amazing rigid tool. Obviously, I have a set of 2 of these. I have never missed the ability to buy the cold steel parry daggers more. This is amazing. That's my wife's, essentially her glaive. She was just getting ready to work with it, and now she has bumped her leg, so, she sprained her foot. So she won't be able to do that, and that's okay too, guys. There are a couple other old fogies floating around. I am shocked to see a Vulga, but I think that's metal. I don't think that's poly. I think that's just an ad squeezed in. So I'll have to look into that. But let me see. I'm just scrolling through now. I would not recommend these on the basis of training safely with something this sharp, and those catches could be hazardous. So I wouldn't do that. Do not buy that. Do not remind me that exists. That hurts my soul. This is actually a very good saber. It has the same grip and guard as my poly trainers. So it's very, very nice. I highly recommend it if you're training from the draw. Or this double set here would be very good. but they don't have the sheaths. So butterfly knives make me happy, especially the longer ones. Yeah, purchased May 2020. Seeing these guys back in stock, especially down to 40. If you don't have one of these and you're training, I count that as one of the great necessary secondary weapons. It's a reasonable price, especially at 40 if there's no shipping. It's one everybody should have. This is an old favorite, and I quite like it. It just it doesn't flex quite enough for day to day. And again, that belly in the blade, like these guys have. Where is it? These guys. It's not as pronounced, but the belly in that blade, in that hilt, is so bulbous. I am very uncomfortable with that grip. I'm sorry. There's a part of me that would love to just buy this dude and cut off the offensive bits, but that's just how I roll. Thesis, if you're watching, I don't know if you are into hook swords, but these look remarkably good. I would, consider them. I'm surprised to see Oakrist still out there. I have a brace of these guys, and I actually train with these guys every single night. These are my primary sword trainers. They're not terribly comfortable, but they work well, and I want to train in more concussive styles eventually to make better use of them. Let me see. Assorted gyms, I have those. That's live steel, so we don't care about that. Let's see. They are throwing garbage things that are sponsored that don't really belong, but okay, we can bypass that. This fascinates me. It's actually a LARPy style weapon, so core with foam, but designed for fencing, and I am not sure. I find it, kind of fascinating. If I were trying to be safer, something like that could really be interesting. I'm not sure who, if anybody has tested these goofball things. I would love to hear from you if you have. Cool. That's nice. I'm going to need that. Let's see. Those are amazing. If you want to make yourself a spearhead, let me move me for a moment. I'm in my own way. There we go. Getting these and a staff from Menards, a tapered broomstick pole, that is, make a wonderful low-cost spear trainer. I mean, there's not much more. Purchase 2 times. I will purchase more. Oops. Well, accidentally closed the window, but this is something I want to spend some time about. Apparently, Amazon is actually selling what we used to call Jills, pelvic protection for women. I think it's wonderful to see that they're doing that on the market. It was very rare. I am wondering about some of the higher protection, but it's something I'm going to be telling Mandy about. So this excites me for my female participants. We're going to go back to polypropylene weapons. I'm going through the weapons one because I get a different list if I go weapons versus swords. So let me go back to where I was here. I'm not dawdling on the female cups because honestly, if I had females in the chat, I would be discussing it. But right now I'm all by myself, so I'm just going to do what needs done. Uh, a lot of these rubber knives are too flimsy and not really safe for what we do. So I just have to kind of give a bit of caveat to those. And I keep slipping. What the heck? Oh, that's for Chainsaw Man. No. Why am I getting live steel? I don't need live steel. Oh, okay. Ibogu is making a tomahawk trainer. That's very close to the cold steel design. I'm kind of shocked. Like, I'm genuinely surprised they're getting away with that, to be honest. Where's my more results? Thank you. The Persian sword is fascinating, although I would have made that. Yeah, Persian. That makes sense, I guess. I just put that weapon in a very Indian mindset. I have to admit, I am tempted by the longsword because I realize something about myself. I consider the longsword to be the hero's weapon, the main character's weapon, and I realized that thinking was actually pushing me back farther from it. So I may pick one of these guys up simply because the weight and grip seems serviceable. I do have one of these, and the Cold Steel Screama Stick is fabulous. I mean, this is one of my favorite trainers. It's just a little too short to be a cane, or else I'd have put cane feet on it. Let's keep going. Garbage, garbage, garbage. See, this is beautiful looking, but I am uncomfortable with trainers that have that sharp a tip. I'm sorry, that gets in the realm of very quickly very dangerous. Those look tempting. I would prefer to have better gloves. I just haven't found them yet. Yeah, $89. You can get swept hilts all day, but can you get a cup hilt? No. I'm raging because I can. Nobody's watching, so I can be as goofy as I need to be. Okay, you know what? I'm loving the lead pipe. I'm loving the lead pipe. I find that hilarious. Okay. The axe is okay. I'm just looking to see if they have anything new or... Oh, there's the Cold Steel Mini. I've actually considered throwing some love towards one of those. I'd love to know what you guys think. Because it's basically just the center boss. Especially as weight has become such an issue for my hands. I've heard pretty good things about this. I am almost tempted to order one of these for myself, because that's a very good low price. 22 inches. That is one of those lengths I keep bumping into. I adore my Sting. I have one of these. I wouldn't mind having about 3, 4. They're very good swords, very good trainers. I haven't gotten to look through this in a while, and it doesn't hurt anything for me to meander through and just look at weapons. Because if I'm going to sit here to give the opportunity, the Laredo, great trainer, great offhand knife. I have one of these, and I need to add that to a list. We'll put that to the HFG list because that's a good trainer. I mean, that's a really good trainer. It's one of my favorites. Let's see. Kind of like the length on that, but not really jigging it. And I am seeing more and more interesting poly fantasy swords, which is cool. It's cool because one great thing about the poly fantasy swords, whether you like them or not, they give you the opportunity to test, would it work? Would that design work? And you can always make a low-cost version, understanding it's what I consider a semi-disposable trainer. But let's see. No, we don't want magic wands. See, I've seen this for 20-something, and I've nearly bought it for 20-something. But I won't for 40. I don't see the point. Toy. Do not use this. I have one of these. These axes are heavyweight, guys. That's the lifesteal. That actually tempts me. That really tempts me because that's a weapon I've spent a couple decades training with. I mean, intimate, familiar. It would be neat to have a lifesteal version. That's genuinely tempting. Train with dynamite. Yeah, fake dynamite. This would be hilarious. But guys, we have a lot of options here, and I am trying to see if they've got anything new, because I did not expect those poly rapiers to come out of nowhere. And to find a weapon that good is pretty well amazing. I have one of. I borrowed one of those. I don't know if I own that one. Now, this is a great trainer. You see the difference? If you're going to train karambit, now these guys were a good deal cheaper last time I saw them. I actually gifted my brother Ricky one of these. It's not foldable. It is a quality little trainer. You should be able to find them inexpensively. And I mean, if this is your jam, that's a good little karambit trainer. I cannot bash it. I don't like this because of the rounded hilts. I can't stand the rounded hilts. I'm so close to buying a trainer just to hit it with like a grinder or something to reshape it how it needs to be, because I hate some of these hilts. This is interesting. A little too sharp. I don't know if those guards are. Now, if you have the money, and you are strong enough, the Rawling synthetic swords are fantastic. They flex, they soft, they're reasonably soft because there's a steel core. You just have to be careful about them and extreme heat. They get kind of funky because they're extruded nylon. I have many. They're in the garage. Let me see. Ooh. I can't know that exists because that's not a bad price for a chucking spear like that. That's not polypropylene, is it? That's got to be a steel spear. Oh yeah, this is their version. This is just the spearhead. Okay, cool. I thought that was super cheap, but that's fascinating, actually. That makes me tempted to do some again, thrown weapons with the spear at that price. You know what? I'm going to save this. I'm just going to put this on a, what we got? We'll put it there. If you guys want me to throw it, let me know. I'll set it up and give it a shot. Beyond that, butterfly knife trainers, please, if you're going to insist on playing with let's play with the trainer. Okay, let's see what else they have. This may be the end of it, guys. I would use a fake German stick grenade in medieval training. Absolutely. I know me, I'm fully capable of that level of shenaniganry. But it looks like we've run out of that. And since I'm still keeping the show going, I'm going to look at their armor. We're going to talk about the Hemo style armor. If I say this, it usually gives a good search result. These aren't bad, but you still have to put a guard over them. Oh, those are on sale. That's a good price for those. Sorry, I'm surprised. Nice Leonark shin guards. Knee and shin. These are nice. They still should have better fins on the side, but they're nice. That's a great price for male groin protection. Can't bash that. I don't like the style of guard of gorget if it's avoidable, because it doesn't give actual neck support. It gives some impact protection. Now, yes, gauntlets are beautiful, and I love them. Any of these style gauntlets, I just can't afford them. I mean, I can't afford to look at them. But I am seeing some new gear. Here we go. Now, you can't hate the Red Dragon gloves. These are great Hema gloves. If you're going lighter, these are nice, but I've seen them much cheaper. Those are interesting. I have never seen that set of gloves before, but I mean, I would go Red Dragon for it. So. The Leonark stuff is starting to really be good. Are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me? Oh, that's 18 gauge steel. It's too light for SCA. Fencing, though, I'm gonna put this in the list because I am curious, and I want to show that to my lovely wife. Why am I getting pinged? Pardon me. I'm going to just look at this and see who dares interrupt my program. Okay, none of the people I was worried about. Yes, I am streaming. I know the announcements didn't go out, so if you want to catch this, it would be much obliged. That might be something to actually look at. See, that's a little too light. Now, I got my current Under Armour from the medievals. Actually, it's very similar to that, although I love the crossbody on that. It just needs padding. I have one of these. Downstairs I'm going to do a review on. They're very nice. Center Boss all day, guys. Center Boss all day. I'm a big fan of the Center Bosses. I have considered getting these and seeing if I can just attach them to my armor. Not sure, though. What do you guys think of it? Let's see. This is... What are you made of? You look steel. You look steel. What are you made of? Oh! Oh, no! Wait. What is this? Somebody is putting out steel bucklers. Somebody's putting out nice steel bucklers. Begging your finest pardon? Okay. I am going to put this here. I'm going to add this to the list so I don't lose it. Again, if anybody sends me one to review, I will happily review them. I may have to go check their store because if they're going to put out stuff that looks viable, I am going to be delighted. Shoulders, prettiness. Prettiness, but not effectiveness. Butted mail, because butted mail can boink pretty hard, but it's easy to fix. I don't think it comes in my fatty size, but you never know. Now we're getting, the tactical stuff. Wait. A proper gorget? A proper gorget? This is definitely going to the list. That's going to the list. I mean, it's expensive, but it's a proper gorget. I am shocked. I am shooketh, people. Yeah. Now we're getting into stylized stuff, and I'm not sure about that. Was ist das? It comes in 3X. It's a pullover. It's got the back armor, but it doesn't zip, and it's not what I would need. It's tempting. Cups. Okay, that's lacy racy stuff. It looks like we're straying ever farther into the realm of garbage. But some of these motorcycle vest jackets, if you could find them cheap enough, because they're all the same thing, are not bad undergear. That's not bad either if it's, depending on, it's not puncture resistant. I don't have to worry about that. See, this is a cute, okay, we're going to look at this. This is cute. Okay, yeah, it is. It actually does. It's not photographed well. But that's not a bad gorget either. I'm kind of shocked. 18 gauge steel bracer set? And greaves? Wait, seriously? For $100? How is that a thing? Well, they're going into the list, and I am going to I'm going to look into them. That's interesting. I'm going to be making armor. Oh, that's gorgeous. If it's 300 Newton rated, that's beautiful. But I mean, like, I'm cooking heat-wise. See, that's why I go through. I'll see 50 things of absolute garbage, and then I start seeing things like, hey, that's not bad. I mean, that's gorgeous, but again, heat cook. You guys don't mind. Dude, that stance reminds me of my buddy Steve. Maybe I need to look at Bohurt gear. No, I don't trust that one. There's something that's too flimsy for me. I'd love to be able to afford to get these guys that are claiming 350 newtons and punch test them. That's closer. That is my jacket. My jacket's in brown though, because I tend toward brown coats. If you know, you know. Maddie'd love that shirt. But yeah, this is what you gotta do sometimes. You just peruse the gear. And just looking. Not really seeing anything jump out at me at the moment. It's mostly repetitive at this point. Okay, I don't need a corduroy hooded cloak. I don't need a cloak. I don't need a cloak. You heard me. I don't need a cloak. Okay, because all these jackets are just gorgeous. I mean, I could go straight across the board and go, yes, 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 yes. But a couple look kind of shady. That's why I'm not highlighting them. The price is too good or the material's too weak. And we're back into this. All right, guys. Let's try this. SCA heavy armor. Let's see what it brings me. Nope. Nope. Those will get pinched on your flanges. That is gorgeous. Shields aren't that bad to make, but that is absolutely beautiful. Chainmail, chain coif, chainmail, chain coif. I mean, like I'm a sucker for a good shield. That should surprise no one. That's a gorget, but it doesn't give the protection, the neck protection that's needed. That's interesting again, because being able to just stitch that kind of thing into your armor could really be beneficial. Let's see. I don't know, guys. I'm just trying to find the gear it takes. Next week there'll be neat stuff. Next week will be videos again and crafting content. We're just going through a bit of a dip. And I want to make it leave. Well, I kind of like that. I shouldn't, but I do. It just looks really good to me. And my problem is if I bought one of these, I'd be going, well, see, wait a second now. I need to look. Because that looks like it doesn't, yeah. No? Is that actually segmented? Or is it, I think that might be false segments. I don't know. It is interesting what they are recommending at this point. Thanks to my previous searches, you see assorted interests all piled up. But here's the situation, guys. Well, let's get real. I don't know if anybody's even going to bother coming to see this particular episode. And that's okay. Sometimes it all has to fall away to give you a foundation to build back. So, guess that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out while I looked at this stuff. I don't really see a point in continuing this as a live stream. Feel free to comment. I will happily answer them. But until then, guys, I'll see you next time. Do your drills. Keep your guard up. Count yourself in each other. And as always, thank you for supporting your local swordmaster. I'll be back next week. I apologize for what it's worth for passing my wife's message on. But that's okay. It's not the first time I've been out here. So next week I'll be back doing what I love. And we'll see if I can share it with you guys. If not, I got other streams. Just trying to get the good word out there. All right. I love you. You should too. Toodles, folks.